Hello and welcome back to another nature edition of Maddie's Rap with your favorite author and storyteller, Matt D. Talford. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, y'all already know how I feel about y'all. Welcome back, baby. So, I apologize for the noise. I'm out here in nature and it sounds like somebody's doing a little bit of weed eating a little bit further down. So hopefully you guys can hear me over the noise. Let me check it, in fact. Let me check it. Hello and welcome back to another nature edition of Maddie's Rap with author and storyteller Matt D. Talford. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back, baby. Welcome back. Shout out, first of all, let me give a special shout out to my homegirl over at Anya's Intuitive. Anya said to me in the comments of one of my recent videos, bro, I love all of your videos, but I like the nature edition ones better. For some reason, it just feels more natural when you're outdoors. So here I am outdoors for this quick video. All right, y'all don't say it. My returning subscribers, don't try me. All right, y'all know that when I say it's gonna be a quick video, it never seems to be a quick video, but today's gonna be a quick video because I got a quick point I want to make and get up off of here because the sun is shining and I don't want to look too sweaty on camera. All right, I mean, not that I'm vain, but I mean, come on, you know, my mom watches my videos. Okay, she'll be like, baby, you got to do a little bit better than that. All right, so it is what it is. Anyway, so listen, family, what are we talking about today? We're talking about why the Most High, the universal I Am presence, the creator, divine source, always wins. Why he always wins. Why she always wins. For those of y'all that want to rock with the divine feminine nature of the Most High. The Most High always has, listen, the Most High is created. We're created in the image and likeness of the Most High. Each and every man, woman, and child walking this planet has 3 masculine energies, 3 feminine energies. I'm talking about the major ones. I'm not talking about you purists that want to say it's 128 chakras or whatever. I get all that. I'm talking about the 7 major chakras or energy zones. 3 of them are masculine, 3 of them are feminine, and 1 is neutral. All right, and we're created in the image and likeness of God, of the Most High. Guess what? The atomic particles, the building blocks of all matter, material, same base vibration, is created of the masculine proton, the feminine electron, and the neutral neutron. So all of us has feminine, masculine, and neutral energy. All right. So if you want to refer to source as it, if you want to refer to source as he, if you want to refer to source as she, they're all legit. It just depends on which nature you're talking about. But let me not belabor the point. Let me get back to what we're talking about today. We're talking about why the Most High always wins. If you're going to challenge the Most High to a race, what you need to understand is that by the time the gun fires that starts the race, for those of y'all that are familiar with track and field, you know they hold a pistol with blanks in it up to start the race. Pop. I ain't talking about the Olympics where they say the beep or whatever. I'm talking about, you know, whatever. The gun to start the race. Y'all that are familiar with track and field, you know what I'm talking about, okay? By the time that gun goes off to start the race, the Most High is already at the finish line waiting on the ops, okay? All right, that's how that works. That's why the Most High never, ever, ever loses. The Most High already knows what you're gonna do before you do it, and he already beats you to the punch, okay? So let me explain to y'all what this video is about. Did you know, within the framework of what I just said, did you know that the Most High already knew what the Roman Empire was gonna do before it did what it did? What are you talking about, Matt? Okay, when those of you that are familiar with prophecy, and I did a live stream last night. Today's date is today's the 7th, I think, or the 8th. Today's the 8th. Okay, today's Monday, July the 8th. Okay, so is that right? Okay, the print's too small and I can't see if these shades on. Today's Monday, July the 8th, and I did a live stream last night, and I went over one of these passages of scripture. Or this was one of the passages of scripture that I did in that live stream last night. And that comes from Revelation 20:2. It talks about the 1,000-year prophecy of how the beast was going to be locked up for 1,000 years and then released again. All right. When you know, that is a reference to the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire, the Western Roman Empire, because that was the real seat of power in the Roman Empire. Of course, the Byzantine Empire lasted for 1,000 years beyond the fall of the Western Roman Empire. But the seat of power in the ancient Roman Empire emanated from Rome, which was in the Western Roman Empire. And we know that that empire collapsed sometime between 476 and 480 CE, Common Era, or AD for y'all old school cats like myself, okay? 476 to 480 AD was when the Roman Empire collapsed. And according to that prophecy in Revelation 20 and 2, the beast was going to be bound in a prison for 1,000 years and then released again to do what it did before it got locked up. All right. So I took that and I tied it into what that release looked like. OK, the Roman Empire proper fell in 476 to 480 AD. But here's what Rome did. Rome, or let me get past Rome, because Rome was just a tool for the enemy. Let's just go cut straight to the chase. Rome was just the latest iteration of the enemies of the Most High trying to get down and stop the chosen ones that the Most High sends to this realm. Because there ain't no battle in the ether. Like, the Most High runs all of this. But in this physical realm, you got ops, and you got the righteous, and you got the unrighteous. You got the workers of light and the workers of darkness, okay? You got the workers of justice and equity, and then you got the workers of inequity, labeled today as iniquity, but it's really inequity, okay? So what the Roman Empire did, or what the system did prior to the collapse of the Roman Empire, was it planted a seed that would come to bear fruit again 1,000 years later. This stuff is tied together. Y'all stay with me, okay? What happened in 476 to 480 AD? You had a collapse of the Roman Empire proper. But what happened before that was Rome switched from being a polytheistic society to a monotheistic society based in a religion that they formed, a version of a religion that they formed called Christianity, that was loosely based on the life, if you will, of the one for whom and y'all know his name wasn't Christ, but y'all just play along here. I know that too. But anyway, that religion was based loosely on the life of the man that became the figurehead for the teachings that were spreading around the world like fire, like wildfire, and liberating the hearts and minds of the people who were captive to a system of bondage known as organized religion. That's what the Messiah came to do. When he said, I came to set the captives free, he was not talking about kicking in a prison door and letting people who were locked up out. He was taking the chains off the mind. Okay, and again, y'all, pardon me, the weed eaters going off in the background. Hopefully you guys can hear me over that. But again, so what they did was they front loaded the revival of the Roman Empire that would come 1,000 years later. Did they perhaps know the prophecy? I don't know. All of this is an ancient story written that just needed to be played out. It's a book. I told y'all I'm a writer myself. You write a book, you publish that book, and then the reader reads through it and they work through it. They work through from beginning to the end. So the end is already declared before you start reading the book. And the author already knows how the story is going to go and what's going to happen before the reader picks up and turns the very first page. All right? Now, all right? Now, so how did they do it? They created this system of control called Christianity, okay? Called Christianity. And when the last emperor of the Western Roman Empire died or deceased, there was no more Roman Empire. That was the locking up of the beast, okay? The beast emerged 1,000 years later. What happened 1,000 years later? You had what was called, 1,000 years later, roughly, the Eastern Roman Empire fell. But then when the Eastern Roman Empire fell, the Western Roman Empire was revived. But it was revived, decentralized. And that decentralization was possible because of what they left. This legacy called Christianity that became the root of Roman Catholicism. So where the last emperor died, the Pope emerged and the Pope took over. And it was the Pope that ruled the world, basically, because the Pope was the figurehead. The Pope sold this image of, I'm the closest man to God on the planet. I'm the closest man to God in this physical realm. So anyway, they hijacked the thing that said, no man comes to the Father but by me. the Pope took that on. They tried to embody that. But here's what happened. Here's what happened. So, again, 1,000 years later, y'all know that that Revelations 20 and 2, you know what happened. The beast was revived to do this, or released from prison to do what he was doing before. So basically all the Pope did, the Pope wasn't the Roman emperor sending troops over here to go conquer this land and conquer these peoples and subject them to the Roman Empire. There was no emperor doing it. The Pope did it. The Pope enabled all of those who basically gave their power to this system. These are different kings. Kings all over the world gave their power to the new Roman Empire, which was the Pope and Christianity / Roman Catholicism. They gave their power to them. Read Revelation and understand what that means. I'm coming back to my point. Okay, this was supposed to be a short video. I don't know why I keep trying it, but I'm gonna keep this under 20 minutes. All right. So all of these kings of the earth gave their power and yielded to the Pope. So if a king wanted to do something, he had to get the Pope's blessing. That was the equivalent of a what do they call it? A prefect. A prefect in a different province of the Roman Empire needing permission from the emperor to enact something, or being empowered by the emperor to do what they wanted to do in whatever province they ruled over. That was the ancient way. That was the old way. The new way was the kings going to the Pope and getting permission, or the Pope saying, hey, there's some land over here that is not under the rule and subjection of God. Okay, so go and conquer this land. Go over here, find out who's there, offer them the word of God, and tell them that they answer to God through me. And if they don't bend, then come with the military. That's how that looked. Same thing, the conquering of lands and peoples, but instead of using the sword, they used this new sword called, and we know that swords are words, right? For the word of God is sharper than a two-edged sword. Swords are words. So the new sword became the word. So they used the word and religion to conquer. And then where the people resisted, then came the physical sword. The spiritual sword came first, because words are spirit. The spiritual sword came first, where the people resisted the spiritual sword, then came the physical sword that produced that subjugation. Okay? So, what are you getting at, Matt? Okay, we got it. What are you getting at? That was the front loading, or the seed planted by the system of which the Roman Empire was just the old Roman Empire was the latest tool, okay? The latest tool for the subjugation of humanity, the subjugation of the earth. The Roman Empire was the latest tool. When the military Roman Empire fell, it reemerged 1,000 years later as the spiritual Roman Empire. That's how they reconquered the Iberian Peninsula. It was through Christianity that they reconquered the Iberian Peninsula. Who ruled the Iberian Peninsula? The Moors. Who were the Moors? The Moors were a mixture of Ishmaelites and Israelites that practiced their own way of living. I won't even call it worship, because worship lends to religion. These people practiced their own way of living. It was about living in a lifestyle before it became and was rebranded as religion. Oh, you got to do it this way. When for the people who originally did it, it was just a lifestyle. There was no religion. There was no religious aspect to it. It was simply a lifestyle. And I could go further down the rabbit hole with that. I won't, okay, because I want to wrap this video up. So, if the race was a race to control humanity, how was the Most High at the finish line already before the ops got there? Before the ops got there, here's what happened. The Most High sent the Messiah to do exactly what he knew, or what she knew, whichever nature of the Most High. If you want to talk about the wisdom aspect of it, or the perception aspect of it, let's say she. What the Divine Mother, the Holy Spirit, knew was going to be coming down the pipe. They knew what the Romans were going to do. They knew how the story went. They wrote the story. So they knew that Rome proper, military Rome, was going to fall. They went around the world making enemies, and they were so corrupt within. They were killing and lying and stealing and robbing and conniving to gain power within the system. Sounds a lot like a lot of world politics right now, right? That are based in that ancient Roman system, where there's a parliament, two houses of parliament or two houses of senate, and a president or a prime minister, which in effect is the emperor, the Roman emperor. It's a model, but it's decentralized now. Rome has been decentralized. Everywhere where there's quote unquote democracy, you're looking at a decentralized copy of ancient Rome. So What happened? How was the Most High already at the finish line? He sent the Messiah. What did the Messiah do? The Messiah produced these teachings, and he had these disciples, and disciples means students. It doesn't mean servants. Christianity got y'all thinking that the disciples were the servants of the Most High, when in fact he called them his friends. And the word disciple, when you look up the etymology of disciple, it simply means a student. So what did he charge his students with? Go around the world and teach this and make other students. But there's a reason for it. He was trying to wake up those chosen ones that had fallen away and forgotten who they were, because within them was the gift, but the gift had been put to sleep. The gift had been deactivated. So he charged his students, aka disciples, to go around and teach and reawaken them so that they continue this ministry or service of liberating the captive minds. That's all it was. So which one came first? The teachings of the Messiah. So the Messiah had already planted the seed, because he knew that, hey, I got to give up this physical body. I got to give up this physical body. So here we are all these years later worshiping the man when he never required anybody to worship him. I did a video about that. Y'all can check that out. He never required anybody to worship him. See, this how the ops work, y'all. This is how the spiritual ops work. Here I am doing this, and now this darn weed eater is right in front of me. But I'm gonna work through it anyway, because we ain't no stopping the Most High, ain't no stopping the will of the Most High. So anyway, that seed was planted by the Most High via the Messiah, right? What did he talk about? This is part of the parable of the seed sower. This is what he was doing. This is exactly what he's doing. I'm gonna work through this. I could stop this video. I'm not gonna stop it. I'm gonna work right through this, okay? Because this is what we do. We endure. We endure, all right? Now, Capricorn energy. That's a story for another day. So, what the Most High did was he actually did the same thing that the wicked one tried to do with the Roman Empire, because it was already prophesied for that beast to be locked up for 1,000 years. That 1,000-year period was between 476, 480 and the mid to late 1400s. That was that 1,000 years. And after that, the beast was released again. And guess what? Decentralized beast went around the world doing the same thing that the Roman Empire did. Did the same thing that the Roman Empire did. Go back to Revelation 17 and look at the parable of the seven horns or the seven crowns or something like that. I don't have it in front of me, so I'm not going to read it, but it's in Revelation 17, and some have attributed that to the G7. Now, the G7, you could look at the G7 and see how each and every one of those members of the G7 were at some point conquerors around the world. Maybe with the exception being the Canadians, but even with the Canadians, they conquered the indigenous peoples, tribes of the area that is known as Canada. So they continued this system of conquest, okay? Germany had an emperor called the Kaiser, whatever. They had an emperor. The German Empire, they were doing their thing, conquering and subjugating. The Italians did it, okay? The British did it. The French did it. The Americans have done it. So it's like we're pretty much seeing the end of the American story, because ain't nobody checking for us anymore. The dollar is pretty much done on a global scale. A lot of countries are like, you want to buy something here? Yeah, nah, we don't want them dollars. You got to convert it to something else. If BRICS has their way, it's going to be converted to the BRICS currency, okay? And it's looking like they're going to have their way, but I don't know. I'm not getting into the geopolitics part of this with this video. So what happened? Let me wrap this up. This probably could have been a much shorter video, but y'all know how I do. I'm a writer. You got to write and then edit and all this other stuff later. I'm not editing jack, all right? I'm putting this on the internet the way it is. The Most High beat the system that used Rome as a tool to the finish line. How did he do it? He sent these spiritual teachings of the Messiah and had these disciples go out and continue making disciples. What did the beast system do? It went out and conquered these kings of the earth conquered their minds. So it put the mental shackles right back on. It went from being physical shackles to mental shackles. They put the same mental shackles back on that the Messiah came to remove, and teach his students how to do the same thing. How did he do it? He taught them the truth of the nature of all of us, which is spirit and not religion. The truth of the nature of all of us, which is spirit and not religion. You are spirit. You're always spirit. You might not function spiritually. You may not function in a spiritual manner, but you are spirit. occupying a physical body. When the flesh is gone and returned to the dust, the spirit returns to the ether to be repurposed, to be repurposed. The energy returns to be repurposed. But it's got to get graded on the assignment it was given for this vehicle. You receive an assignment, you carry out that assignment in a vehicle in a physical realm. To operate in a physical realm, you need a physical body, right? So that's what happened. That's what happened. The Most High beat Rome, if you will, to the finish line because the Most High sent the Messiah in to bring in a fresh energy and a remembrance of truth, of universal and natural law, universal law and natural law, not religious law. And that's the problem. A lot of these Western religions are based in rules that were written, and the narrative is these came from God and were interpreted. And me as this religious leader, I have to teach this to you. But what did the Messiah do? He said, no. The Messiah doubled down on the word that came through the prophet Jeremiah that basically said, the Most High said, hey, this is going to be the covenant I'm going to make with the house of Israel. All right. This new covenant I'm going to make with them. I'm going to write my law in your inward parts. And all of you going to know me from the least to the greatest. So we know who the Most High is by simply going within. What did the Messiah come down? He doubled down on it. Luke 17 and 20 through 21. If they say low here, low there, don't follow them. Don't go looking there because the kingdom of God is within you. So to access God, you got to go within. You don't go to a pastor. You don't go to a imam, okay? Y'all, I'm going to pause and let him do his thing. Let him do his thing. You know what? I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to pick up. All right, family. I found it more prudent to just come back into the car, and that darn blower, that leaf blower was loud AF. So I just found it more prudent to come back into the car and finish this up. So let me wrap this video up by saying this. As I was saying before I cut the video, listen, you do not need a pastor. You don't need a priest. You don't need an imam. You don't need a rabbi to show you how to get to God. In fact, any of the above that are presenting themselves as the method of how to get to God, you need to run quickly in the opposite direction. No man, what did the Messiah say? He said, I am the way, the truth, and the light. No man coming to the Father but by me. But was that the letter I, or was that E-Y-E? Y'all got to start listening and paying attention to some of these vibrations and breaking it down. I. What if what we are reading was grossly edited? What if it originally said, the I is the way, the truth, and the light. No man coming to the Father but by me. I, E-Y-E. Y'all know how they do these little, puzzles and stuff and these riddles sometimes on social media and the internet and stuff. What if that whole thing was a riddle? He already spoke in parables, right? I, E-Y-E. What eye would he be referring to? He could be referring to the third eye, the pineal gland, which is a connection to the cosmos as well. That pineal gland. Go look at the studies they've done on the pineal gland, okay? Or he could be referring to what I like to call the first eye, which is the solar plexus, the gut. All right? Knowing, that inner knowing. No man coming to the Father. So basically, either way, whether you're talking the third eye or you're talking the first eye, okay? And some people call the pineal gland the first eye. Semantics, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I like to look at the solar plexus, the gut, the solar plexus, the inner sun, as the first eye, okay? Because your gut is never wrong. Now, your perception can be clouded by what you see and what you hear, but guess what? You have no physical eyes or no physical ears on your gut, or in your gut. So you got to go within. So you got to go within to find God. If anybody tells you, I'm the way to get to God, I can talk to God on your behalf, run. If you're a pastor, you're a priest, you're an imam, you're a rabbi, you should be teaching people how to go within to find God. If you're requiring them to come to you to learn who God is, if they're not teaching you how to go within to find God, everybody got access. All you got to do is go within. Right? So, anyway, I got way off track. Let me close this out. The Most High sent the Messiah in to do the exact same thing that he knew, or she knew, or it knew, that the Romans, or the beast that used the Romans, would be doing 1,000 years later, 1,000 years after their fall. and that is going around the earth and proselytizing people and putting them right back under religious bondage. So he said, you know what? Is that the game we're playing? Those are the rules we setting? All right, I'm going to play by those rules, but I'm going to beat you at that game. I'm going to send in a messenger who's going to teach people how to find me by going within. Boom, I just checked your move. Now I got you. You're at the finish line, I'm already there. Nice race there. I like your form. I've been here watching you run toward me. The Most High always wins. He's always an infinite number of steps, an uncountable number of steps ahead of the ops. So the same methodology that the Roman Empire used, the new revived Roman Empire used to attempt to conquer the world, the Most High beat him to it. And guess what? That seed that was planted, we're in a season where it's now bearing fruit. Decentralized. Oh, you know what? Everybody hated the Roman Empire. They had to go run and hide and change their identity and change their names and blend in with populations and stuff because the whole world was after the Romans after they fell. They're like, nah, y'all did too many wicked things in all of these lands. Where you from? Oh, you from Rome? You from Naples? That place that got sacked? Nah, we got to deal with you. We don't care. So this is why they changed the names. They started blending in with different populations. They couldn't let anybody know that they were Romans because they would have had to get dealt with because they know what kind of dirt they did around the earth, right? That's what happened. So they did all of this. They went around the earth trying to, hey, we're going to decentralize the Roman Empire by creating all of these little mini Romes, all of these places that went and did the conquest in the name of God. Those were mini Romes because it wasn't doing it in the name of Emperor such and such. It was in the name of God via the Pope. But guess what the Most High did? All right? He decentralized Christ. And this is where this term Antichrist, which is falsely represented as a person, it's not a person. That would be like somebody saying anti-Roman emperor. It would kind of be the same energy. Like, it ain't no Roman emperor. Where is he? If there's a Roman emperor that's ruling the world, that's destroying everybody, where is he? We'll get him. We'll get him out of there. Ain't no Roman emperor. It has been decentralized. It's a whole bunch of miniature Roman emperors all around the world that pretty much do the same work that the centralized Roman Empire did. It's all rolling up to the same force of darkness, if you will. All right? But guess what the force of light did? Guess what the light did? It did the exact same thing. It decentralized Christ. It decentralized a teacher. Instead of there being one teacher that teaches spirituality and teaches people how to wake up, the Most High sent many Christ. He said, go in all the world and preach the good spell, the God spell, the spell that breaks all the other spells below it. That's what gospel is. I talked about that in another video. Gospel is God spell. The God spell is the spell that breaks all spells below. So that's what happened. That's how the Most High always beats you at your own game. Oh, we're going to do this game in the future of decentralization. That's how y'all going to reconquer the world. Guess what? I'm already there. I've decentralized Christ. This is why the Antichrist is a system. People looking for a person to come. And it's the same with that even. People are looking for the Antichrist being a singular person that deceives the world. The era of a singular person has been dead for over 1,000 years. Has been dead for well over 1,000 years. The era of a central figurehead, ruler of any type, has long since been dead. But the seed for multiple offspring was planted prior to that so that the continuity could continue, so that things could continue on. So guess what? In the same token that there's no singular Roman emperor, there's no singular Christ. There's a bunch of mini me's. The Most High created a bunch of mini me's through the teaching of the one. All right? Through the teaching of the ancient Roman system, or the system that was ancient Rome, many miniature Romes have been created around the earth. Want to know who a miniature Rome is? Look at who's going around the earth conquering peoples and subjugating them. That's Roman emperor. That's Roman energy. That's ancient Roman energy. That's beast energy. And guess what? In the same token as there's not a central Messiah, essential, one singular teacher that can be crucified and destroyed and done away with, you can't stop the system now. So in the same token, there's no singular antichrist. The antichrist is a system. What is that? What is Christ? By many accounts, it's a consciousness. It is a level. It is a vibrational frequency. It is the same vibrational frequency that the Messiah vibrated at. The same frequency that the Messiah vibrated at. So guess what? If the Messiah was a frequency, and now it's decentralized because it's not in one man, but in many, then the Antichrist is not one man. It is a system designed to keep you from reaching that level of consciousness that is Christ. I talked about that in another video. Maybe I'll put a link in the description box. But that's all I got, family. I wanted to show y'all, and it wasn't a short video. I know I got to stop saying that. But I just wanted to show you guys, and I'm sweaty than a mofo right now. But it's cool. It's cool. You do what you got to do for the reason that you got to do it, okay? That's all I got for y'all. I wanted to illustrate to you that the Most High, the universal I Am presence, the one, source, the divine, okay, always defeats his enemies, because when they think they have won the game, they get to the finish line, and he, she, it is already standing there. It's already standing there. You cannot stop the will of the Most High. How can the character in the book defeat the author? It's never going to happen. So that's all I got for y'all, family. Wanted to share that download. It was mind-blowing when I received it. I'm like, wow. In the same way that the Roman Empire revived, decentralized, guess what? Christ was the consciousness that is Christ was already doing its work long before the arrival of the revived Roman Empire. So when the revived Roman Empire showed up, it was the work was already done. The work was already done. And this is why they go so hard at these spiritual cats, and the ops are out here going so hard at these spiritual cats, because guess what they're doing? They're continuing the work of the Messiah, which is setting the captive minds free. All right, family, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and you like being entertained, educated, uplifted, inspired, hit that like button and or hit that subscribe button. Second day in a row I've done that, right? Hit the like button. Go ahead and hit the like button for me. But hit that subscribe button and make sure you turn the notification bell to all, so you'll be notified when I upload new content. And last but not least, family, I say it all the time, tell somebody you love them and mean it. How do you mean it? You have to show it. Love is a verb. It is a noun as well. When we focus on the verb, the noun takes care of itself. And listen, do me a huge favor. Share this video with at least one person that you know wants to see it. That is how we can overcome the chains that they try to put on these truth channels, by just sharing it with just one person. Everybody watching this video has one person you know that would benefit from this video, that would also want to watch it in its entirety. So share it with that person. And you can also help me out as an author by checking out what I've written, all right? You can read me, Matt D. Talford. I have 3 books published right now. The information will be in the links below. I got more books coming. Y'all be well. Peace, man.